The ceasefire and strict border control by Turkey has not put an end to Syrian civilians fleeing their homeland. This camp in Akçakale is one of the first stopovers for them. It is run by an NGO with the support of local government. Around 5,500 refugees live in tents. Meryem Acami just escaped from the city of Raqqa, held by ISIS. She fled with her 4 kids and arrived in the camp last week. Her husband, who was a singer, was killed. She was totally dependent on him. It took me 4 years to get away. I left from Deir el-Zur to Raqqa and then came to Turkey. I am a widow and do not have a son who can work. They let me go. They asked me, "Where will you go?" And I replied that I wanted to leave for Turkey. In Raqqa, life was miserable. Her eldest son, Ferdi, is only 12. He did small jobs to try and make a living to support the rest of the family. Now my dearest wish is to make a living for my brothers and sisters. It's the only wish I have. They are not the only ones who fled Syria last week. These young people also came from Deir el-Zur by Raqqa. They had little time to think about their escape, as Mohammed's wife is pregnant, so they decided to leave in a rush. We had to choose between death and fleeing. We decided to leave by any means because we faced certain death. We arrived here from Deir el-Zur. We walked for 7 days to get to the border. Everyone had to pay 60,000 Syrian pounds to be allowed to pass through. Other people helped us to pay. According to local sources, there are around 110,000 people waiting in the other side of the Turkey-Syrian border gate of Akçakale. There they live in 9 camps and have been supported by humanitarian aid groups in Turkey. Aid foundations cook food and bread every day in the small centres on the Turkish side and distribute them daily in Syria. After the bombings in Aleppo and Azez, we set up this food production house in Kilis. In our kitchen, we cook food daily for 10,000 people. We also have a project to establish a new camp in Syria. We continue our work there, and we are planning to establish a tent city with 1,000 tents. The new arrivals from Syria keep coming despite strict border controls and precautions. The first thing on their minds is to escape from war and find a safe place. But the prolonged conflict in Syria and diminishing chances to go back increases the number of those who think about getting into Europe.
Euronews, Akçakale.